My parents took my brother's side after he slept with my wife, so I made them regret it. With a lawsuit, a hospital trip, and a will that left them nothing. I'm a civil engineer. Bridge work, mostly. The kind of job where you calculate stress loads and weight distribution until your eyes cross. Numbers don't lie. Physics doesn't care about your feelings. A structure either holds or it collapses, there's no in between. I mention this because on the afternoon of my 5th wedding anniversary, my brain went into that same mode. Cold calculation. Structural analysis. Except this time, I was assessing the load-bearing capacity of my marriage. Turns out it couldn't hold crap. Let me back up. Holly and I met 8 years ago at a gallery opening. She was coordinating the event. She runs her own event planning business now, pretty successful, and I was there because my buddy dragged me along. She had this laugh that cut through the pretentious art crowd, and we ended up talking for 3 hours about everything except the paintings. We got married 3 years later. Small ceremony, her family and mine, nothing fancy. My brother Warren was my best man. He's 3 years older, always been the favorite. Growing up, Warren got the scholarships, the praise, the extra attention. He's a financial auditor, makes decent money, drives a BMW he talks about too much. My parents act like he invented accounting. Me? I build bridges. Literal, physical bridges that people drive over every day. But somehow Warren's spreadsheets always impress them more. Still, we were brothers. I trusted him. 5th anniversary falls on a Tuesday this year. I've been planning to surprise Holly, leave the construction site early, pick up flowers from that expensive place she likes, make our 7 p.m. reservation at the Italian restaurant where I proposed. I cleared it with my site supervisor, left at 2:30, stopped for the flowers, got home around 3 p.m. Warren's car was in our driveway. I remember standing there with the flowers in one hand, keys in the other, thinking maybe he stopped by to drop off an anniversary card or something. He's done that before. My parents probably put him up to it. They're big on family traditions. The front door was unlocked. House was quiet. Too quiet. No TV, no music, none of the usual sounds of Holly working from home. I put the flowers on the kitchen counter. Called out her name. Nothing. Then I heard it. A sound from upstairs that made my stomach drop. Not loud. Just unmistakable. I took the stairs slowly. My work boots are heavy, they should have heard me coming. The bedroom door was cracked open about 6 inches. I don't know why I looked. Maybe some part of me needed to confirm what I already knew. Maybe I'm just a masochist. My wife was in our bed. My brother was on top of her. I stood there for exactly 10 seconds. I know because I counted. Old habit from blast delays on construction sites. You count to make sure you're far enough away. 1, 2, 3. They saw me on 4. Holly gasped, scrambled to pull the sheets up over herself. Her face went white, then red. But here's what got me, she didn't say anything. No, I'm sorry, no, it's not what it looks like, nothing. Just this guilty silence. Warren? He rolled off her, sat on the edge of my bed, and ran his hand through his hair. Then he looked at me, dead in the eyes, and said, "You always take life too seriously." Not "I'm sorry." Not "this was a mistake." Just that. Like I was the problem for caring. I stared at him. At her. At the sheets we got as a wedding gift from her mother. Then I turned around and walked out. I didn't slam the door. Didn't yell. Didn't throw things. Just walked back downstairs with the same measured pace I'd used coming up. Holly was calling my name from the bedroom, but her voice sounded distant, like it was coming through water. I grabbed my work duffel from the hall closet. It still had my site gear in it. Went to the bedroom dresser, they were still in bed, Holly clutching the sheet to her chest, and packed 3 days of clothes without looking at either of them. Holly tried to speak. "Please, just let me." I held up one hand. She stopped. I walked out. Heard her crying as I hit the stairs. Warren said something I didn't catch. Didn't care. Got in my truck. Drove to the Marriott downtown. Paid for a week. Now I'm sitting on this generic hotel bed, staring at my laptop screen. I've opened a new spreadsheet. The cursor is blinking in cell A1. I type 2 words, asset inventory. Then I start making a list. Bank accounts. Investment portfolios. The house. Cars. Shared credit cards. My grandfather's inheritance that hasn't been distributed yet. Every mutual friend. Every family member. Every person who needs to know what happened. My hands aren't shaking. My heart rate is steady. I'm not crying. I'm doing what I do best. I'm calculating structural failure. And I'm figuring out exactly how to bring this whole thing down. I don't sleep that first night. Just sit there updating the spreadsheet until 4 a.m., cross-referencing account numbers with statements I'd saved on cloud storage. By morning, I have a complete financial map of my marriage. My phone's been vibrating nonstop. 47 missed calls from Holly by 6 a.m. 12 from Warren. 8 from my parents. I ignore all of them. Head to the construction site at 7 like it's any other Wednesday. My crew notices something's off. I'm usually chatty in the morning, but nobody asks. We're pouring concrete for the bridge foundation today. The work requires focus. Precision. No room for emotion. It's perfect. Around noon, my site supervisor pulls me aside. Your mom called the office. Says it's urgent. I nod. I'll handle it. I wait until 6 p.m. Let them stew. Then I call my mother back from the hotel parking lot. She answers on the first ring. Oh, thank God. Sweetheart, we need to talk. Can you come to the house for dinner? When? Tonight. Please. Your father and I. We need to discuss this as a family. That word. Family. Fine. 7 o'clock. I hang up before she can say anything else. I pull up to my childhood home at 7:02. The porch light's on. Through the window, I can see movement in the kitchen. Warren's car is already in the driveway. Of course it is. I sit in my truck for 30 seconds, hands on the steering wheel. Part of me wants to reverse out, leave them all behind right now. But I need to see this. Need to understand exactly where everyone stands. Mom opens the door before I knock. Constance, 64, still dyes her hair the same auburn shade she's had since the 80s. She reaches for a hug. I sidestep it. Come in, honey. Dinner's almost ready. The house smells like beef and onions. Comfort food. The kind she makes when someone's sick or sad. Warren's at the kitchen table. He looks up when I enter, tries for a weak smile. I don't return it. Dad's in his usual chair at the head of the table. Bernard, 67, retired postal supervisor. He's got that stern expression he used when we were kids and had broken something valuable. Sit down, he says. I remain standing. Mom fusses at the stove, ladling something into bowls. I made Warren's favorite. That casserole with the ground beef and the cheese. You used to love it too, remember? Warren's favorite. On the night we're supposed to discuss him sleeping with my wife. We need to talk about what happened, Dad starts. About the situation. The situation, I repeat. That's what we're calling it? Don't be hostile, Mom says, setting bowls on the table. She serves Warren first. Like always. These things happen. Marriages have rough patches. I walked in on them, I say flatly. In my bed. On my anniversary. Mom flinches. Dad shifts in his chair. Warren stares at his casserole. I was going to call you. You just what? Slipped and fell D-word first into my wife? That's enough, Dad snaps. This kind of anger isn't productive. Anger? I laugh. It sounds foreign coming out of my mouth. I'm not angry. I'm stating facts. Mom sits down, reaches across the table like she wants to take my hand. It was a mistake. A slip. One mistake. You're being dramatic about this. There it is. Dramatic. Your brother feels terrible, she continues. Holly feels terrible. But destroying your marriage over one mistake? That's not who we raised you to be. We raised you to value family, Dad adds. To work through problems. Not to run away. I look around the table. At my mother, who served my brother first. At my father, who's lecturing me about running away. At Warren, who's eating the casserole while they defend him. So that's it? I'm supposed to forgive and forget? Go home and pretend this didn't happen? We're not saying that, Mom says quickly. We're saying. Family stays together. We work through things. Marriage is hard. Family stays together, I repeat slowly. That's what you're going with. Yes, Dad says firmly. Family sticks together. You don't throw away a marriage, and you don't destroy your relationship with your brother over this. People make mistakes. You move forward. I look at Warren. He's not eating anymore, just pushing food around his bowl. Still hasn't apologized. Still hasn't said anything except that I take life too seriously. Mom's eyes are wet. Think of the family reputation. If you make this ugly, lawyers, divorce, everyone will know. The whole community. Is that what you want? Something crystallizes in that moment. They're not worried about me. They're worried about what it looks like. About their golden boy's image. About keeping everything neat and contained. They've already chosen. I stand up. Where are you going? Dad demands. I'm done. Done with dinner? Mom asks. No. Done. With this. With all of you. Don't be ridiculous, Dad says. Sit down and. I caught my brother sleeping with my wife, I say clearly. And you made him his favorite dinner. You're telling me I'm being dramatic. That I need to think about the family reputation. Mom stands, tears running down her face now. Please, Honey, just be reasonable. I am being reasonable. You're the ones who chose him over me. I'm just accepting that choice. I walk toward the door. Mom follows me, grabbing my arm. You're going to regret this. You're going to tear this family apart over one mistake. One slip. Is that what you want? I look down at her hand on my arm. Then at her face. Then at Warren, still sitting at that table, still not saying a goddamn word while my parents fight his battle. I didn't tear anything apart, Mom. He did. You're just picking your side. I pull my arm free and walk out. Behind me, I hear her crying. Dad's calling me back, saying I'm being vindictive, childish. I get in my truck. Drive back to the Marriott. Once I'm in the room, I open my laptop. Start researching divorce lawyers. Family law. Asset division. And that's when I find it. A legal term I've never heard before. Alienation of affection. I click the link. Read the statute. Then read it again. My state is one of 6 that still allows you to sue a third party for destroying your marriage. Not the spouse, the person they cheated with. You can sue them for damages. Emotional distress. Loss of consortium. You can sue your brother. I pull up my phone. Search for attorneys who specialize in these cases. Find 3 in my area. Screenshot their information. Then I sit back and stare at the ceiling. A cold smile crosses my face. They wanted family loyalty? They're about to get a lesson in consequences. Monday morning, I call all 3 attorneys. The first 2 are booked solid. The third, Patricia Yoon, answers herself. I specialize in high conflict divorces, she says after I explain the situation. And yes, I've handled alienation of affection cases. How soon can you come in? Today? 3 o'clock work? Her office is downtown, 14th floor. She's maybe 50, sharp suit, sharper eyes. Doesn't waste time on sympathy. Adultery in this state means fault-based divorce, she explains, pulling up forms on her computer. We can file on those grounds. You'll get favorable asset division, and she won't see a dime of alimony. Good, the alienation suit against your brother is trickier. Harder to prove, but you said you have evidence? I walked in on them. She nods, typing. We'll need your testimony, any communications between them, witnesses if possible. The burden of proof is on us, but a jury tends to be sympathetic when it's family betrayal. How long? Divorce? 4 to 6 months if she doesn't contest. The civil suit? Could be a year. But we file them simultaneously. Maximum pressure. I sign the retainer agreement. She says the papers will be ready by Wednesday. One more thing, she adds. Where does your wife work? She runs her event planning business out of a shared office space. Why? Patricia's smile is thin. Process servers can be strategic about timing. Wednesday afternoon, I'm on site when Patricia texts me, both filings submitted. Service happening now. Holly gets served at 2 p.m. I know because she calls me at 2:07, sobbing so hard I can barely understand her. You're suing me? You're actually, how could you do this in front of my clients? Do you know what this? I hang up. Block the number. Warren gets his papers at 3:15. Sheriff's deputy walks right into his office at the auditing firm, hands him the civil suit in front of his entire team. He calls at 3:13. I almost don't answer. But I want to hear this. This is insane, he says. His voice is shaking. We're brothers. You can't sue me for, this is crazy. You slept with my wife in my bed. That was, look, I know I screwed up, but this? Lawyers? You're trying to destroy me over? Over what? Over nothing? Is that what you were going to say? Silence. You made your choice, I tell him. Now live with it. I hang up. He calls back immediately. I decline it. He tries 3 more times. I turn off my phone. My parents start their campaign that night. Emails, voicemails, texts to my work phone. This will bankrupt Warren. Think of the family name. Your grandfather would be ashamed. I delete them all without reading past the first line. First court hearing is 6 weeks later. Holly's attorney tries to negotiate. She'll agree to no-fault divorce, split everything 50-50, just drop the adultery claim. Patricia doesn't even glance at me before responding. No, the judge reviews our evidence. Text messages between Holly and Warren going back 8 months. Hotel charges on Warren's credit card. My testimony about what I witnessed. Holly's lawyer objects, claims emotional distress, says I'm being vindictive. The judge, woman in her 60s, wedding ring on her finger, looks disgusted. Mrs. Last name, she says flatly. Did you engage in love-making relations with your husband's brother? Holly's crying. Yes, but... In the marital home? Yes. On your wedding anniversary? Holly doesn't answer. I'll take that as a yes. The judge looks at her lawyer. Counselor, your client admitted to adultery. We're proceeding on fault-based grounds. File your asset disclosure by next Friday. 2 months later, it's over. Holly gets 30% of our assets. No alimony. I keep the house. She has to move out within 30 days. Her event planning business is circling the drain. Word spread fast about why we divorced. This is a small community. People talk. Her biggest clients canceled contracts. She posted something on Facebook about not being judged for one mistake, but the damage was done. I feel nothing watching her pack her things. She tries to talk to me while loading boxes into her car. I hope you're happy, she says. You've destroyed my life. I look at her. Really look at her. I didn't destroy anything. You did. I just made sure there were consequences. She drives away. I never see her again. The civil suit against Warren is still pending. His attorney keeps trying to settle. Patricia says no every time. Then I remember something. 10 years ago, Warren and I shared an apartment while I was finishing my engineering degree. When he moved out, he left stuff behind, boxes I've been storing in a paid unit across town. Never thought about them until now. Saturday morning, I drive to the storage facility. Find the boxes labeled Warren, miscellaneous. Inside, old textbooks, some clothes, a broken laptop, and a phone. Not his main phone, a cheap Android he used for something. I remember him having 2 phones back then, never understood why. I find a charger that fits. Plug it in, the phone powers on. No password, it's old enough that he didn't bother. I scroll through the messages, text chains about adjusting reports. Moving numbers. Client won't notice. Screenshots of falsified financial documents. Emails discussing corporate fraud so blatant I'm amazed he was stupid enough to keep them. This isn't just career ending. This is potentially criminal. I sit in my truck outside Warren's office building 3 days later. In my hand is a manila envelope. Inside, printed copies of everything from that burner phone. Screenshots. Emails. Text messages. The envelope is addressed to Warren's boss and CC'd to the State Ethics Board. I get out of the truck. Walk to the mailbox on the corner. My finger hovers over the slot. I think about family. About growing up together. About how Warren used to help me with math homework when I was struggling in middle school. About the time he lent me money when my car broke down in college. Then I think about him looking at me and saying, "You always take life too seriously." I think about my mother serving him casserole. I drop the envelope. It slides into the mailbox with a soft thud. I walk back to my truck and drive away. Behind me, that envelope sits in the darkness, waiting to be collected, sorted, delivered. Warren has no idea what's coming. But he will. 3 days later, I'm reviewing structural reports at a coffee shop when Warren calls. I almost don't answer, but curiosity wins. "What did you do?" His voice is raw. Panicked. "What did you do?" Going to need more context. My boss just suspended me. Pending investigation. They're talking about fraud, falsified documents. Where did they get? No idea what you're talking about. Bees. This was you. You sent them something. What did you send them? I take a sip of coffee. Sounds like a work problem, Warren. Should probably talk to your lawyer. He's breathing hard. If I go down for this, I swear to God. You'll what? Sleep with my wife again? Too late. I hang up. He doesn't call back. The State Ethics Board moves faster than I expected. Week later, Warren's fired. Not suspended, terminated for cause. No severance. His professional license gets suspended pending their investigation. I hear about it through Mom's voicemail. She's crying so hard I can barely understand her. They fired him. He can't work. He can't pay his mortgage. This is your fault. You did this. You're destroying your own brother. I delete it halfway through. 10 days after his termination, I'm eating lunch when I get the call. This is Constance. Mom's voice is ice. Your brother is in the hospital. My fork stops halfway to my mouth. What happened? Panic attack. Severe enough that he couldn't breathe. Thought he was having a heart attack. They've got him sedated. I set down my fork. Is he stable? Stable? He almost died. Because of you. Because you couldn't let this go. Are you happy now? Is this what you wanted? I think about my anniversary. About Warren's smirk. About you always take life too seriously. I didn't sleep with his wife, I say quietly. He made a mistake. One mistake. And you've destroyed his entire life over it. He destroyed his own life, Mom. I just made sure there were consequences. You're a monster. I don't know who you are anymore. She hangs up. I finish my lunch. Go back to work. That night, I feel something. Not guilt, I'm past that. Just awareness. That this is permanent. That there's no going back from here. I sleep fine anyway. 2 weeks later, Warren starts calling again. Drunk calls, mostly. Rambling messages about how I've ruined him. How he can't find work. How everyone in the industry knows what happened. The third drunk call comes at 2 a.m. You're my brother, he slurs. We're supposed to, you're supposed to, family doesn't do this. You slept with my wife. I know I did. But this? You've taken everything from me. Everything. My job, my reputation, should have thought about that before. I hate you. I hate you. You self-righteous piece of. The message cuts off. Next one comes an hour later. More threats. More drunken rage. I save them all. Take them to Patricia Monday morning. Restraining order, she says immediately. These are threatening. A judge will grant it. Filing takes an hour. The hearing is 2 days later. Warren shows up looking like hell, unshaven, wrinkled clothes, dark circles under his eyes. His lawyer tries to argue that he's just emotional, not dangerous. The judge listens to 3 of the voicemails. Order granted. Mr. Last name, you are to maintain a distance of no less than 500 feet from your brother at all times. Violation will result in arrest. Warren stares at me across the courtroom. Pure hatred in his eyes. I stare back. He's the one who looks away first. Life continues. My consulting business picks up, landed a contract for a highway expansion project. Hired 2 junior engineers. Actually starting to enjoy work again without the weight of a failing marriage hanging over me. Holly's completely off social media now. Mutual friends say she moved back to her hometown, working some administrative job. Her event planning business dissolved after her clients abandoned ship. Warren's still unemployed. Can't get hired anywhere in financial auditing. His name is poison. Word is he's living off credit cards and whatever mom and dad can spare. Speaking of my parents, they've stopped calling. Just occasional emails I don't read. Blocked their numbers after mom called my office phone trying to reach me. 4 months after I mailed that envelope, I'm in my apartment sorting through mail when I see it. Certified letter. Return address, Caldwell and Associates, estate planning. My grandfather died 8 months ago. Heart attack, quick and painless. He was 86. Good man. Veteran. Built his own successful contracting business from nothing. Sold it for a fortune in his 60s. I was named executor of his estate 3 years before he died. He said I was the only one with a level head. That Warren was too greedy and dad was too soft. I opened the envelope. Estate of, grandfather's name, final distribution hearing scheduled. Your presence as executor is required. Please contact our office to confirm attendance. The date is circled in red ink. 3 weeks from today. I stare at it for a long time. Then I pull out my phone and scroll through ignored messages. There's dozens from my family over the past months. Haven't read any of them. But I know what they've been hoping for. The inheritance. Grandfather's estate was worth over $2 million. They're counting on it. Warren needs it to survive. My parents have been draining their retirement helping him. This money is their salvation. I pick up my phone. Dial Caldwell's office. This is my name. I'm calling about my grandfather's estate. Yes, Mr. Last name. We have you scheduled for the distribution hearing in 3 weeks. Will you be attending? I will. But I need to discuss something first. The will has a discretionary clause regarding moral turpitude. Pause. Yes, it does. Your grandfather was very specific about that provision. I need to invoke it. Another pause, longer this time. I see. Can you come in this week? We'll need to review documentation. Thursday work? Thursday at 10. Bring any evidence supporting your invocation of the clause. I hang up, walk to my filing cabinet. Pull out the divorce decree. Warren's termination letter. The fraud investigation documents. The restraining order. I spread them across my kitchen table. My phone buzzes. Text from a number I don't recognize. I open it. This is Dad. Your mother and I know the estate reading is coming soon. We hope this can bring us back together as a family. We need to heal. Please call us. I read it twice, then I delete it, and I start organizing my documents into a neat stack, ready for Thursday's meeting. They made their choice when they served Warren his favorite casserole and told me I was being dramatic. Now they're about to learn what dramatic actually looks like. Thursday at 10, I'm sitting across from Morrison Caldwell. He's 70, maybe older, with the kind of quiet authority that comes from 50 years of estate law. Your grandfather was very specific about this clause, he says, reading glasses perched on his nose. He witnessed significant family betrayals during his lifetime. Wanted provisions in place. What constitutes moral turpitude under the will? Adultery, fraud, criminal behavior. Anything that violates the family's honor, as he put it. Your grandfather was Korean War veteran. Values like loyalty and integrity weren't abstract to him. I slide the divorce decree across his desk. My brother committed adultery with my wife. Caldwell reviews it. Nods slowly. Criminal fraud investigation. I add Warren's termination letter. His license was suspended. He was fired for falsifying financial documents. Caldwell reads carefully. Makes notes on a legal pad. And my parents? I ask. The clause allows for removal of beneficiaries who enable or defend the offending party. Do you have evidence of that? I don't have documentation of the dinner. But I have the emails, the voicemails, the texts where they call me vindictive and dramatic. Where they beg me to drop the lawsuits against Warren. Caldwell reviews them all. This is sufficient, he says finally. Under the terms of your grandfather's will, you have full discretionary power to redistribute their shares. I want them removed entirely. He looks at me over his glasses. You understand this is permanent? Once executed, it cannot be undone. I understand. Very well. I'll draft the amendment. The reading is in 3 weeks. They'll be notified of the distribution at that time. 3 weeks feels like 3 days. The morning of the reading, I put on my best suit. The navy one I wore to my wedding. Seems appropriate. I arrive at Caldwell's office at 2 p.m. The conference room has a long mahogany table, high-backed leather chairs, and a view of the city skyline. My family is already there. Mom sits on one side, Dad next to her. Warren's across from them. They all look up when I enter. Mom's expression is hopeful. Desperate. Like this inheritance might fix everything that's broken. Dad nods at me stiffly. Some kind of acknowledgement. Warren won't make eye contact. He's lost weight. Hair needs cutting. Looks like he's wearing one of Dad's old sport coats. Thank you for coming, Mom says softly. I don't respond. Take a seat at the far end of the table. The silence is heavy. Awkward. Warren fidgets with a pen. Dad clears his throat twice but doesn't speak. Caldwell enters at 2:15, leather portfolio under his arm. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. He sits at the head of the table, opens the portfolio. We're here for the final distribution of the estate of grandfather's name. As you know, the estate has cleared probate and is ready for distribution. He puts on his reading glasses. Total estate value after taxes and fees, $2.1 million. Mom exhales slightly. Relief in her eyes. Caldwell begins reading the standard legal language. Grandfather's full name, dates, mental capacity declarations. The family sits patiently. Warren's leg is bouncing under the table. The will originally designated distributions as follows: 40% to designated charities, 40% divided among grandchildren, 20% to Bernard and Constance. Was originally designated. Warren notices the past tense. His eyes narrow slightly. However, Caldwell continues, the will contains a discretionary clause allowing the executor to modify distributions in cases of moral turpitude or behavior that dishonors the family name. The room temperature seems to drop. The executor has chosen to invoke this clause. Mom sits forward. What does that mean? Caldwell looks at me briefly, then back to his documents. Warren, last name, was terminated from his position for financial fraud. His professional license was suspended by the State Ethics Board. Additionally, court records show he committed adultery with his brother's wife, leading to a civil judgment against him. Warren's face goes white. Furthermore, Bernard and Constance, last name, demonstrated complicity by defending Warren's actions and pressuring the executor to withdraw legal proceedings. Wait, Dad starts. Caldwell continues without pause. Therefore, under the executor's authority, the distribution has been modified as follows: 60% to designated charities, totaling $1.26 million. 40% to the executor, totaling $840,000. $0 to Warren, last name. $0 to Bernard and Constance, last name. The silence is absolute. Then Warren explodes. You can't do this. He's on his feet, chair clattering backward. You can't just, this isn't legal. It is legal, Caldwell says calmly. The executor acted within his authority as granted by the will. Mom's crying. Not dramatic sobs, just tears running silently down her face. She's staring at me like she doesn't recognize me. Dad sits frozen, color draining from his face. We have nothing, Mom whispers. We spent everything on Warren's legal fees. We had to remortgage the house. This was supposed to. She can't finish. Warren is circling the table toward me. Security appears in the doorway. Caldwell must have pressed a button under the desk. You destroyed me. Warren's screaming now. I'm your brother. I'm your brother and you. Security steps between us. I stand. Look at each of them. You wanted family loyalty? My voice is steady. Cold. So did I. You taught me family stays together? I learned that lesson. You just didn't realize I'd include myself in that equation. Please, Mom reaches toward me. Grandfather left me executor because he knew I'd honor his values. Loyalty. Integrity. Honor. I look at Warren. You violated all of them. I made a mistake. Warren shouts over the security guard's shoulder. One mistake. You made a choice. On my anniversary. In my bed. With my wife. I pick up my copy of the distribution papers. I made mine today. I walk toward the door. We're your family. Dad finally speaks, voice breaking. I stop. Turn back. You made your choice when you served him his favorite casserole and told me I was being dramatic. I just made sure you lived with it. I walk out. Behind me, Mom's sobs echo down the hallway. I'm in my truck, key in the ignition, when my phone buzzes. Text from unknown number. Photo attachment. I open it. It's a picture of my apartment building. My floor. My door. The message, we need to talk. We're not done. It's from Warren's number. Different phone. He must have changed it after I blocked him. I stare at the photo for 5 seconds. Then I delete it, start the engine, and drive away. Let him come. I've got a restraining order and no reason to be afraid of a broken man with nothing left to lose. The past is done. Now I just have to make sure it stays buried. I get back to my apartment at 4 p.m. Pour a whiskey. Sit on the couch and wait. My phone starts at 4:37. First call from Mom. Then Dad. Warren. Mom again. Dad. Warren. 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 By 6 p.m., I have 89 missed calls. The voicemails pile up. I don't listen to them. Just watch the notification count climb. Delete them in batches of 10. Text messages flood in. I catch fragments before I stop reading. You've destroyed us. We're your family. How could you? Please, please, please. I block all their numbers. Turn off my phone. The silence is perfect. Saturday morning, 8 a.m. 3 days after the will reading. Doorbell rings. Then pounding. I look through the peephole. All three of them. Mom, Dad, Warren. Mom's eyes are red and swollen. Dad's holding her up, looking like he's aged a decade. Warren's unshaven, hollow-eyed, wearing the same clothes from the reading. Please, baby, please just talk to us. Mom's voice cracks through the door. More pounding. Dad now. We made a mistake. Please. We're family. Warren, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please don't do this. I stand 6 feet from the door. Can hear every word. Every sob. Every desperate plea. Don't move. Don't speak. They stay for 20 minutes. Mom's crying gets quieter toward the end. Just defeated whimpers. Finally, they leave. I pour another coffee and sit back down. They come back Tuesday evening. Thursday morning. Saturday afternoon. Each time, I'm home. Each time, I don't answer. Install a doorbell camera so I can see when they arrive without them knowing I'm there. Warren leaves a note the third visit. Slides it under the door. I have nothing left. No job. No money. No future. Please, I throw it away without reading past the first line. Week after that, my phone rings from an unknown number. Different area code. I answer thinking it's a client. Please, I know I don't deserve anything, but I'm desperate. Holly's voice. I need help. I can't. You're not my problem anymore. I hang up. Block the number. She tries twice more from different phones. I stop answering numbers I don't recognize. Life moves forward. My consulting firm lands the highway expansion contract. Hire 4 more engineers. Revenue triples in 6 months. Go on a date with someone from the project owner's office. Civil project manager, sharp sense of humor, doesn't ask about my past. We see each other a few times. Nothing serious, but it's nice. Normal. Start sleeping through the night again. 3 months after the will reading, I get an email. Subject, from your mother. I almost delete it. But something makes me open it. Your father had a health scare last month. Heart palpitations. He's okay now, but it scared me. Warren still can't find work in his field. He's working at a department store in the stockroom. We had to put the house on the market. I'm your mother. I'll always love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive us. I read it twice. Feel something. Not guilt. Not regret. Just acknowledgement of what's gone. I archive it without responding. 6 months after the will reading, I'm scrolling through LinkedIn and see Warren's profile updated. Assistant accountant, regional retail chain. Entry-level position. Probably makes a third of what he used to. I stare at it for 10 seconds. Feel nothing. Close the app. 1 year later, my firm has 12 employees now. Just signed a contract for a municipal bridge replacement, biggest project yet. New apartment downtown. Better view. Minimalist furniture. No family photos. Morning routine, gym at 6, office by 8, site visits in the afternoon. Dating someone steadily now. Architect. Met at an industry conference. She knows I'm divorced but hasn't asked for details. I haven't offered them. I'm in my old city for a site inspection. Stop at a coffee shop I used to go to with Holly. Constance is in the corner. Alone. Cup of tea in front of her, barely touched. She's gray now. Completely gray. Thin. Looks exhausted in a way that goes beyond physical. Our eyes meet. She starts to stand. Tears forming immediately. I look at her for 5 seconds. Then I turn and walk out without ordering. Don't look back. 2 weeks ago, my phone rang. Unknown number, local area code from my old city. I let it go to voicemail. Didn't check the message until an hour later. Deleted it without listening. This morning, I'm at my desk reviewing contracts when my phone vibrates. Another blocked number. Another message. I glance at the notification. Don't open it. Silence my phone and return to the contract. My junior engineer knocks on my door frame. Morning meeting in 5. We're reviewing the bridge load calculations. I'll be right there. He leaves. I look at my phone one more time. The notification is still there. I swipe it away without reading it. Grab my coffee and head to the conference room. People ask sometimes. Friends, dates, colleagues. Are you close with your family? No, I say. We don't talk. Most don't push. Those who do get a simple version. We had a falling out. It's permanent. No one's asked if it was worth it. Maybe because they can see the answer on my face. I lost my wife. My brother. My parents. Every connection to my childhood. Gained my self-respect. My grandfather's legacy. My freedom. The real question was never whether it was worth it. The question was, could I have lived with myself if I'd done nothing? If I'd gone back to that dinner table, eaten that casserole, and pretended everything was fine? Answer is no. They made their choice when Warren said I'd take life too seriously and Mom called it a slip. I made mine when I dropped that envelope in the mailbox. Everyone lives with their choices. Friday evening. I'm leaving the office. My junior engineer catches me at the door. Hey boss, a few of us are grabbing dinner at that new place on 5th. You coming? I think about going home to an empty apartment. Think about checking my phone for messages I'll never answer. Yeah, I say. I'm in. We walk out together. My phone vibrates in my pocket. Another message from another blocked number. I don't even check it. The past is dead. I made sure of it. And I'm finally okay with that. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you really like our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.